So what is state? Conceptually, state is just temporary data, and the keyword being temporary. Let's first look at examples of non-temporary data to understand state better. Examples of non-temporary data would be things like blog posts, comments, and user profile information. Non-temporary data is stored and retrieved from a database, which is either SQL or NoSQL. Now that we know what non-temporary data is, we can discuss temporary data. Temporary data would be things like whether a user is logged in or not, what page a user is on, and whether a dialog box is open or not. These are pieces of data you would not store in a database because it would make the user experience very slow. Imagine having to retrieve data from the database every time you wanted to open or close a pop-up box. That would be insane. So that's the purpose of state. It's a way to store and update temporary data. More specifically, state in React is stored in a JavaScript object. Each property of state is a key in the object, and the value can be any data type such as a string, number, array, or even another JavaScript object. State is only accessible by the component it's declared in. State is not accessible by the parent component or any other component in the app. Unlike props, state is both read and write. The state can be changed in the component it's declared in by a special React method called setState. As we discussed previously, React looks for changes in the virtual DOM and then changes the real DOM underneath. And this is true for state as well. Calling setState will cause the component to re-render. You must initialize all your state properties beforehand. State is initialized in the constructor. You can set the value of the state property to an empty string, null, or an empty array. You can also set any default value that you want for state that isn't null or an empty string. And again, all your properties must be initialized in the constructor. You can't create a new state property in your render method. And look at this slide and really try to understand state conceptually. If you think you got a good grasp of it, we can start writing some code.